John Wayne Gacy, born on March 17, 1942 in Chicago, Illinois, seemed like an ordinary person on the surface. He was raised in a working-class family and had a troubled relationship with his father, who was an alcoholic and reportedly abusive. Gacy was close to his mother, but he faced difficulties in school due to a congenital heart condition that prevented him from participating in physical activities. As he grew older, Gacy struggled with his sexuality, often questioning his sexual orientation. In 1964, he married Marlynn Myers, and the couple eventually had 2 children. Gacy tried to maintain a respectable image by involving himself in various community activities and becoming a well-liked figure in his neighborhood. During the 1970s, Gacy's life took a sinister turn. He began sexually assaulting teenage boys, often luring them to his home under the pretense of offering them work or job opportunities. Gacy owned a construction company and would tell his victims that he could employ them, taking advantage of their desperation for employment. The first known murder linked to Gacy occurred in January 1972 when he lured Timothy McCoy, a 16-year-old boy, to his home and killed him. Over the next 6 years, Gacy's murderous spree continued unabated. He would assault and murder his victims, many of whom were young male runaways or vulnerable individuals. Gacy was skilled at manipulation, appearing friendly and trustworthy to those around him, which helped him evade suspicion. He even organized parties and gatherings at his home, where he would dress up as Pogo the Clown, entertaining children and gaining a reputation as a fun-loving and charitable member of society. In December 1978, Gacy's carefully constructed facade began to crumble. One of his employees, 15-year-old Robert Peast, went missing after telling his family he was going to meet Gacy for a job opportunity. The police investigated the disappearance and discovered that Peast had last been seen with Gacy. On December 21, 1978, the police obtained a search warrant for Gacy's home. During the search, they found disturbing evidence, including clothing and personal belongings of several missing teenagers. In the following days, the crawl space under Gacy's house revealed its grisly secrets when the remains of multiple victims were unearthed. Gacy's arrest shocked the nation as the magnitude of his crimes and the contrast with his public persona were deeply disturbing. He was charged with multiple counts of murder, and the trial began on February 6, 1980. Throughout the trial, Gacy's defense attempted to argue that he suffered from various psychological disorders, including dissociative identity disorder, to mitigate his responsibility for the crimes. However, the evidence against him was overwhelming, and on March 13, 1980, he was found guilty of 33 murders. In the sentencing phase, Gacy's defense presented character witnesses who testified about his philanthropic efforts and community involvement. Nonetheless, the jury recommended the death penalty, and Gacy was sentenced to death on March 21, 1980. Gacy spent the next 14 years on death row at the Menard Correctional Center in Illinois. During his time in prison, he maintained his innocence, filed numerous appeals, and continued to communicate with the outside world through his artwork. On May 9, 1994, Gacy's final appeal was denied by the Supreme Court, and the next day, May 10, 1994, he was executed by lethal injection. Before his execution, Gacy expressed regret for his actions but stopped short of a full confession. The case of John Wayne Gacy remains one of the most horrifying and chilling in American criminal history. His ability to blend into society while committing heinous crimes serves as a grim reminder of the dark potential lurking within seemingly ordinary individuals.